Welcome to episode 22 of Ping, a Firewalls.com podcast, a mostly bi-weekly look at cybersecurity, including interviews, news, expert tips, and the latest trends. I'm Kevin Baxter, and I'm joined by my Firewalls.com colleague, Andrew Harmon.
Hello.
Hey, Andrew. As we tackle a different featured topic each episode. New ones are out every other Wednesday usually, so subscribe or follow on your favorite podcasting platform to get the latest first. Ratings and reviews are appreciated, and you can drop us a line anytime at podcast@firewalls.com. As always, thanks for listening, and now it's time to introduce our featured topic and our guest for this episode.
If you caught last week's episode, you heard that we're jiggling our schedule a bit. We're releasing this episode just 7 days after our previous edition because we have a lot to talk about with our guest, and we just didn't want to wait to share. So we welcome back Mike Weaver, National Channel Sales Engineer with Sophos, to cover a variety of topics, from the latest in remote work solutions to a special online event that you might even call evolutionary. Chock full of resources anyone can access.
Mike, we welcome you, and thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me back.
So last time we had you on, you were in studio with us. Things have changed a little bit since then. That was, I think, February. I'm guessing it's been a bit since you've made that type of trip even. So how has your position morphed since the coronavirus outbreak?
That's actually a great question. First of all, this is something that we, as we've grown up in this world, have never seen before, at least not since I've been alive. But, this is our new norm. And we're finding new ways to connect, like this podcast, which I'm really excited to be recording with you today. Sophos is committed to stopping the spread of the COVID-19, and most of our employees, myself included, are now working from home. Sophos has been a global security company with a very geographically diverse workforce, and we've already been set up to work remotely previous to COVID-19. So while it is the new normal, I've also already been kind of exposed to working from home prior to this.
And the small businesses that you're used to, flying out and seeing, how are they handling this? Do they think of this as a new normal that will be a more long-term thing? Or are they expecting back to normal soon?
It's really hard to speculate when we'll return to business as usual. We're all adjusting to this new normal. And the IT landscape is changing at a rapid pace. And we need to be sure that we're well positioned to dynamically respond to changes in the market. Evidenced by Sophos Labs research, cyber criminals wasted no time in shifting their dirty, tried and true attack campaigns towards advantageous lures that prey on mounting virus fears and remote working environments. I mean, the amount of malware samples and things that we've seen have just increased tremendously. And Sophos is working to identify, detect, and also help to block these threats. And Sophos Labs actually set up an ongoing news bulletin that businesses can follow, that they can look at 24/7. In addition, Sophos has also been offering services to help both our partners and our customers, like Sophos Home Premium for free, extended trials for virtual firewalls, optimized VPN configurations for both Sophos firewalls and our SD-RED devices, and professional services from not only from Sophos, but partners like Firewalls.com to help with the setting up of VPN tunnels and getting connectivity for remote users.
That was what was known as a tease, because you teased a couple of things that we're going to talk about in just a moment. Before we jump fully into a couple of those topics, many businesses have been working remotely for now months, really. So obviously securing users with physical security solutions has been a little bit tougher. What are some of the unique challenges to providing security when that physical appliance is sitting at a different location than most of the users?
That was really an unplanned shift to work remotely, and it caught a lot of IT departments by surprise, which led to a lot of security concerns. Do we have enough VPN capacity? Did everyone bring their laptop home? Can we manage software updates with machines on home Wi-Fi networks? So during these temporary work from home situations, it's vital not to let the precautions intended to protect the physical health of a company's staff turn into a threat to a cybersecurity posture, right? And now as we look to reopen offices around the world, businesses need to ensure they securely are reintegrating devices and data that have been outside the physical reach of management tools. So this is an excellent opportunity to implement new policies, embrace even more security posture within your network, and to keep the ability to keep working remotely.
What you just mentioned, going back into the office, a lot of these offices have even been sitting dormant basically for a couple of months. Do you have any recommendations for admins who are firing up the network again, coming back into the office for the first time?
That's actually a good question, but if we think about it, while all the network infrastructure that's been in the offices while we haven't, those have all still been up and running. So I don't think we really have much of a challenge in coming back to the office. It's more just personal health issues coming back to the office versus just, making sure firing up an old file server that used to be on, because most of that stuff was not turned off. All that stayed the same. It's just the people accessing it was in a different location.
So one of the solutions that you mentioned was Sophos Home, a pretty well-known product for a lot of home users. And you mentioned that you guys have made the premium version available for free. So tell us a bit about what the premium version of Sophos Home is and what sort of upgrades and new features you get compared to a free version.
Sure. So the easy way to look at it is when you look at the endpoint products available by Sophos for the corporate use environment, we have our essential endpoint protection, which is your basic malware protection, antivirus, very powerful product. Then you also have what we call our Intercept X Advanced product, which then brings in all that machine learning and advanced technology, things like CryptoGuard, all those kind of things. And that's kind of how it relates back to the free versus the premium version. The free version is the product that just provides you very powerful antivirus, anti-malware. The premium version, and we have made that for free, and let me clarify that. We've made that free for all Sophos customers. So any Sophos customer that has a firewall, has our email security product, has our encryption product, or endpoint protection, if they have any product from Sophos, because some of these businesses, they didn't have laptops, they had desktops. Well, how does somebody take a desktop home, right? Or some people did take the desktops home, a lot of work involved there, but some companies allow people to use their own home devices. And another way to help protect that, to make sure that as they connect or that they're doing their day-to-day jobs, that they're still protected. And so what we as Sophos did is we made that home premium version product available to any current customer of Sophos.
So one other thing that relates to Sophos Home before we move on, for those people who are not Sophos customers right now, but are aware that they need some kind of robust endpoint protection, you have a free trial opportunity as well for Home Premium, right?
Absolutely. So anybody that does download and install the Sophos Home product that's free, by default, it does come with a 30-day trial to do the premium version of the Sophos Home product. That is correct.
We just talked about Sophos Home as being a great solution for individual home users, but for an overall organization, Sophos offers endpoint protection that can be more centrally managed, as you've alluded to. And last time we had you on, we talked about Intercept X with EDR. How has Intercept X with EDR performed for organizations throughout the pandemic?
Intercept X with EDR truly is a game changer when it comes to endpoint protection. Security and IT teams often lack the visibility they need to detect threats and breaches, and can take months to detect. Endpoint products go so far, but being able to have a person that can actually look at and actively search your network. That's one of the things that Sophos EDR does. Sophos EDR solves the problems by reducing the time it takes to detect indicators of a compromise. And it's very easily managed through our Sophos Central platform. And with the Sophos Central platform, we get real-time information sharing with Sophos' entire portfolio of our next generation cybersecurity solutions that we can actually run through our Sophos Central platform.
And you guys recently upgraded to EDR 3.0, if I'm not wrong. So some new features, new upgrades in that area. What are some of the big changes people should be looking for?
Well, so first off, this is a very significant product upgrade we've done. We've taken a very powerful tool and made it even more consumable. So new advancements that we've made in this product. First off, it's designed for both security analysts and IT administrators. New organizations or organizations that have IT administrators and that are looking to do more with their infrastructure. What we've implemented with our EDR is we introduced a new live discover and what we call rapid response capabilities to allow you to quickly identify and neutralize any sort of threats that you see coming into your organization. With Live Discover, you can now do live querying capabilities to allow organizations to search for both past and current indicators of a compromise. And through SQL queries that are available both out of the box as well as ones that, if you are familiar with SQL queries, you can select and being able to search across your network for things like what type of a processor running on an endpoint. Is there a process that's causing an issue? Or also doing other things like being able to see if a patch has been applied to a machine. If you see a machine that's compromised, you can now actually remotely connect over to that device with using the Sophos Intercept X Advanced with EDR. We have a lot of great information about our new EDR 3.0 product that can be seen on the Sophos website as part of that evolve, sophos.com/evolve, and then look for the what's next for endpoint detection and response topic done by Carl Ackerman. And you can see that once again on sophos.com/evolve.
Yeah, that's an exciting resource, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But one more note on Sophos EDR. So users who are already using Sophos EDR solution, what do they need to do to make sure they're getting 3.0?
Good question. Any current customer or any new customer of Sophos EDR automatically gets EDR 3.0. So the new version of Sophos EDR is now available for the Sophos Intercept X Advanced with EDR, and it's at no cost. Anybody that currently has it, automatically, those users automatically get upgraded, so there's no install required. And the new Live Discover and Live Response features are managed through the Sophos Central platform. So anybody that already has Sophos Intercept X Advanced with EDR automatically gets that upgrade, and anybody currently purchasing the product, of course, will automatically get it as well.
So speaking of remote work, obviously some of the big concern is being able to securely access files back to headquarters. And I don't know if this is just great timing on your guys' part or not, but you guys recently released a new set of remote Ethernet devices, the Sophos Reds. Can you tell us a bit more about what the new SD-Red appliances are and what they offer beyond their predecessors?
Sure. So Sophos SD-Red devices, what SD-Red stands for is software-defined remote Ethernet device. Makes extending your secure network to other locations very easy. It doesn't require technical skills at the remote site. You simply enter a device ID into your Sophos firewall appliance, ship it out, and as soon as that device is plugged in and connected to the internet on the remote side, the firewall automatically establishes connection and a dedicated VPN tunnel is connected. It's really that simple. And the new SD-Red appliances offer several hardware enhancements over our older just Red devices, like faster processors, more memory. You also have the option for dual power supplies and all the same slide-in modules that you use on our XG series, the 135 and 125. Those same modules now slide into these new SD-Red devices, giving you some additional things like additional wireless connectivity, the ability to do 3G/4G, WAN options. And there's also an SFP port on these products as well. An SFP port allows me to slide in different what we call GBIC modules, and those modules allow me to do either another copper connection, or more importantly, most of the time people use that for is when they're having a WAN connection coming from their internet service provider, and let's say that handoff from the internet service provider is a fiber connection. Well, you can now get a fiber GBIC module, slide that into the new SD-Red device, and now from my internet service provider, if they're giving me a fiber handoff, I can go directly into the SD-Red device without having to get a new transceiver.
Always thinking about integration with Sophos too. We talk about that with the security heartbeat, all of that as well. So with the additions of EDR 3.0, the new Sophos SD-Red devices, and also new OS upgrades with Sophos version 18, there really does seem to be a groundswell of advanced features joining the Sophos ecosystem. Is this kind of a natural evolution or rethinking of the product offerings that Sophos has?
Sophos, we truly are a leader in next generation IT security. We're going all in with all of our next generation solutions. Our next generation portfolio, we offer quite a few things in this, and including quite a few award-winning things like our endpoint products, our server products, our mobile, and network protection products, and they're all centrally managed by Sophos Central. So this is definitely just a natural evolution for Sophos, realizing that the IT space, security space, is focusing and needs to be focusing on these next generation solutions. And that's why we're going all in on all of our next generation solutions. All these products are available via Sophos global network of our partners and MSPs like Firewalls.com.
As you mentioned earlier, obviously nobody's really sure where we're going from here as far as what's the new normal, when this all ends. Obviously, the economy has suffered a bit throughout this pandemic, and a lot of people might be shy about shelling out a bunch of money on a big ticket item like a firewall or an endpoint solution. What would you say to business owners as far as how they should prioritize their network security setup during this time?
Well, as I mentioned before, at Sophos Lab Research, cyber criminals, we saw they wasted no time in shifting towards attacks, preying on those with virus concerns, meaning COVID virus concerns. And I would say that big ticket items don't necessarily, it's not just related to just the pandemic. A lot of times, especially when it comes to cybersecurity, I have this conversation a lot. And one of the analogies I like to use when it comes to cybersecurity is you think of it like your car insurance. right? Your car insurance is something you know you need. It's a law, right? If you're driving on the road, you have to have car insurance. But for your network, there's no law, but you know you need cybersecurity for your network, right? And cybersecurity is like your car insurance. It's something you buy. It's something you don't know that you're using until you need to use it, right? It's always there to protect you. And the way in which cyber criminals switched over to all these attacks, and quite a few people did wind up getting breached and had ransomware attacks because of the COVID virus, and hackers really changing their shift to putting out, check the latest stats here, and people just clicking on links. And they wasted no time in doing that. So it's absolutely critical that organizations prioritize their cybersecurity now more than ever.
We talk about essential businesses. I think cybersecurity is an essential business, and for the businesses that are, worrying about financial issues related to the pandemic, one breach that pretty much takes care of any financial issues that you'd be worrying about.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to the whole car insurance thing, I'd rather spend, let's say, $2,000 for a car insurance policy for the year. Same sort of concept. You pay for your cybersecurity and it's there working for you. When attack attempts to happen and you see that you've been protected, that's when you know that, the money spent on cybersecurity has helped you. And it's the same thing that happens with your car insurance, right? When you get a car accident, your car insurance is there to help protect you and, get both people and cars back in working order. Well, cybersecurity is there to help stop those attacks, right? And that's kind of the same concept. You pay for your cybersecurity, and it's when you see those results coming back in your administration console that, hey, this attack started to happen and your product caught that and stopped that attack from happening, saving you from bringing your whole entire network down. That's when you see the value of cybersecurity and realizing that when you do pay for cybersecurity, there is an ultimate goal reason and you're protecting your network. That's the ultimate goal.
Very good. One final question. This is going back a bit to what you had mentioned, the Sophos Evolve, and that's actually being a lot of content released just the day before we release this episode. So what can people expect content-wise if they go check out the Evolve part of the Sophos website?
Sophos Evolve is a great way to learn about Sophos's vision, what we see today, what we see in the future, where we think cybersecurity is going. So it's a great way to see the things that Sophos has as part of not only our product lineup, but also seeing how our products work, seeing actual live demonstrations of like an attack taking place and how it can help prevent that. And also just all the new things that we have coming out. And it's a great way to see a product roadmap, if you will, of what's to come over our next year.
Great. And that's just sophos.com/evolve. Anything else you wanted to add, Mike?
I appreciate you giving me the time to talk with you and appreciate having us again for another podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it as well. Thanks for listening to this episode of Ping, a Firewalls.com podcast. And thanks again to Mike Weaver with Sophos for joining us. Remember to visit the Sophos Evolve page at sophos.com/evolve to get a wide variety of content, including keynote sessions from Sophos leadership and product cybersecurity and business programming, all free and on demand. Subscribe or follow now to ensure you get our latest episodes as soon as they're available, and please do rate and review us wherever you listen to the podcast. Visit Firewalls.com for all your network security needs and give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. For Andrew Harmon, I'm Kevin Baxter. We'll be back soon with another episode. But in the meantime, I remind you to
get secure, stay secure.